Hey guys, BBD here for another Versus Video deck tech. We've got a sweet brew here for Legacy. And
I'm here. Are we ready?
Oh.
Started without me?
Yeah, I didn't know you were actually part of this. I thought this was one-man show. But
well, let me get my thing going here. All right. So we already did one with Ollie, the other half of the Versus Video team that we have playing today, and you're also playing something pretty cool.
I am. It's a pretty sweet deck.
We have DeathBlade Shaman fighting alongside Geist of St. Traft.
Together at last. Like, the two were meant to be, but it took a while for them to get paired.
Not sure I believe that, but so tell me a little bit about where this came from and why you decided to turn your Stoneblade list into this. So
I've been wanting to play like Deathrite and Stoneblade for a long time because I think Stoneblade is a deck that can really benefit a lot from the mana advantage. You can do things like turn 2 Stoneforge plus Thoughtseize, turn 3 Jace is an extremely powerful play. So I really thought like Deathrite was going to be awesome in Stoneforge, or alongside Stoneforge decks. So that was like the main reason I wanted to do it. Why I ended up playing Geist is because I felt, because of Deathrite Shaman can do a lot of damage, and he's kind of an aggressive creature. I wanted to play a more aggressive 3-drop than something like Lingering Souls to really like make Deathrite's damage be relevant. So
I see.
That's the reason for this.
So you're able to take advantage of the Grim Lavamancer ability and not just the Birds of Paradise ability.
Exactly, yeah.
And so you are running one Tropical Island.
I am, yes.
I don't imagine that hurts the mana too badly.
No, the Tropical Island is in the place of where like a basic island would have been.
Sure. And you're still running 3 basic lands.
And I'm still running 3 basic lands, and the only reason you would need a 4th basic is to cast Jace, but you can usually fetch and play that land the turn you cast the Jace. Right. So you really don't need more than 3.
Right, in case you're trying to fight against a Wasteland deck or something
exactly.
like that. And so Esper Stoneblade is a deck that's really known for having all of just each card individually is very powerful on its own, and you just look at each individual card, each one is super powerful by itself. It doesn't need other things alongside of it.
Right, like the deck has a ton of like very powerful individual cards, but the nice thing about it is they all like worked well together in synergy with each other as well.
Right, whereas like, even if Geist is good by itself, it's also good in synergy with lots of other things.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so you've been an Esper Stoneblade player for a while. It's had its ups and its downs. Why is it good right now?
It's good right now because like combo decks have seen a huge resurgence. Previously, I really liked Jund as the fair deck of choice, but Jund's a little loose against combo. So I think Esper comes back as like the deck to beat the combo decks because you have discard and you have counter spells, and that combination is like really brutal for combo decks to beat.
Now, looking at your sideboard, we've got even more just individually powerful cards by themselves. The most notable one probably is Force of Will.
Exactly.
In the sideboard, none in the main deck.
Right.
You just said the combos made a resurgence. I don't understand.
It's true. Combo made a resurgence, so I decided to take my combo cards and not play them main. Sure. It's a smart play on my part. But really, I just didn't want to. Like Force of Will is not exceptional in this deck. Like if you look, we don't have a lot of blue cards. Yep. So I don't want Force of Will main deck. But after board against like combo decks, we're also bringing in like Vendilion Clicks, counter spells, and another Snapcaster Mage. Sure. So our blue count goes way up. It makes Force of Will a lot more castable. So that's the reason for like its spot in the sideboard versus the main deck. Okay.
And then we've got a couple other favorites in the sideboard that are oftentimes in the main deck. Vindicate, Counterspell, another Snapcaster Mage.
Right.
Supreme Verdict in the sideboard. We've seen one of in the main deck often in these kind of Esper Stoneblade lists. That's just sort of a cosmetic switch.
The reason for playing Supreme Verdict in the sideboard versus the main deck is because of Geist of St. Traft. You don't want to curve like Deathrite into Geist into Supreme Verdict. That's kind of like pretty awkward.
Got it.
But a lot of matchups you're actually going to side Geist out, and then you're going to bring Supreme Verdict in. Sure. And it kind of is like a nice little swap there.
Now, one card that's missing from your sideboard is Squire.
Unfortunately, it is. Yeah,
couldn't fit room.
Yeah, I actually wanted to play all these sideboard cards a lot, so I had to cut the Squire.
Sure. Well, you're main decking a card that is half the mana cost and 3 more abilities than Squire with the same stats.
Yeah, I know. It's also easier to cast. So.
It's also it's much easier to cast. It's there in spirit though.
True. Yeah. Like the Spirit of Squire is well represented in this deck. We have multiple 1/2s.
Multiple 1/2s. We've got both of the best 1/2s in the history of Legacy, I would think.
Probably.
it's close.
I mean, Oak Street Innkeeper.
Yeah, it's
probably
pretty
up
good.
there, but
it's not bad. So,
yeah.
but you're doing well so far, and we're gonna keep tracking you throughout the day. BBD, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.